So think about this. Today, any aspiring artist, basically with a laptop, maybe a smartphone, they can shoot, edit, release a whole music video right from their bedroom.
It's amazing, really. A total shift in creative power.
Exactly. But it brings up this really fascinating question. What if someone whose whole image, whose fame, was built under those massive 40-ton spotlights? What if Elvis Presley picked up a digital camera today?
Mm-hmm. And that's right at the heart of what we're digging into here based on our source, Elvis and the digital camera.
Yeah.
It poses this great hypothetical.
Yeah.
If Elvis were around now, with everything we know about him, his perfectionism is a pioneering side, would he actually be behind the camera, maybe as much as in front of it? Or even more?
Okay, right. So let's unpack that based on the source. Elvis was famously a perfectionist, right? And yeah, a pioneer. How would those traits, mesh with today's whole creator economy?
Well, the source argues pretty convincingly, I think, that his meticulous nature wouldn't make him shy away from DIY tech. It might actually push him towards it.
Really?
For the control, ultimate control. He obsessed over details, right? Lighting, framing, the final cut. The source suggests he'd probably see platforms like YouTube or TikTok, not just as casual places to post things.
But as places where he could ensure his vision was
Yeah.
perfect, executed exactly right.
Precisely. He might feel compelled to master the digital production craft himself to guarantee that.
So you're saying he'd be the type to, like, binge-watch tutorials for Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro. He wouldn't just delegate.
That's the argument, yeah. The source really emphasizes his need for control over his image, his sound, learning the tools himself. That seems like a totally natural extension of that drive.
Okay.
And taking that idea further, the source wonders if he'd set up a kind of personal jungle room studio online.
Ah, okay. Like his den at Graceland.
Sort of. Streaming maybe live rehearsals or, intimate acoustic sets, maybe even highly polished mini performances straight to fans. It's about creating that curated intimacy, direct connection, but on his terms.
Right, curated intimacy. But here's where it gets tricky, and the source points this out clearly. Elvis guarded his private life fiercely. How does that fit with the social media age? The demand for, raw authenticity.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest tension, isn't it?
Definitely. Would we see him vlogging, sharing personal moments, or would that door stay firmly shut?
It's a huge conflict. The source suggests his whole curated celebrity vibe is almost the opposite of today's expectation for unfiltered access, being always on.
So how would he handle it?
Very carefully, the source speculates. Maybe using digital tools to forge that stronger artistic connection, that direct line, but without sacrificing privacy. Share the perfect performance, absolutely, but maybe not, what he had for breakfast.
Makes sense. Control the narrative, control the output. What about fan interaction? The creator economy loves collaboration, co-creation.
Good question. Would he invite fans in, let them use his footage,
Thanks.
or keep it all high-end, commissioned, like the old days?
What does the source think?
It suggests that while control was key, that pioneering spirit might lead him to explore fan engagement, but again, on his terms.
Like how?
Maybe something like a very high-end, carefully managed Patreon, offering access to curated vault stuff, behind-the-scenes insights, not raw chaos, maybe exclusive digital shows.
So fan engagement, but mediated.
Yeah.
Controlled.
Exactly. Now, what about the really cutting-edge stuff, like AI?
Yeah. Would he see AI as a threat or another tool? Could he use it to, remix old performances with new visuals, remaster things?
The source definitely leans towards him exploring it. His creative drive, his willingness to push boundaries. It suggests he'd see AI and other advanced tools as powerful ways to enhance his output.
Extensions of his control, essentially.
Yes, extensions of his ability to produce high-impact work under his very meticulous direction, leveraging tech to meet his artistic goals.
So putting it all together from the source, we get this really interesting picture. An artist known for massive scale and intense privacy, potentially finding a new kind of control, a new directness through today's digital tools.
Yeah, his perfectionism driving him to master software, his pioneering side exploring streaming, maybe AI, all while trying to balance that intense pressure for online authenticity against his own need for privacy.
It really leaves you thinking, doesn't it?
It does. The final thought this source kind of leaves us with is this. Just consider how the king of rock and roll, Mr. Big Production himself, might have ended up using something as simple as a GoPro.
Or just his phone.
Or just his phone, yeah.
Yeah.
To share his art. Or maybe just a carefully chosen glimpse of his creative world.
And what that really tells us about the power of the creative tools that are available to everyone now, including you listening right now.